might be
Hi,
talking.
everybody. Welcome back to my LinkedIn Lives. I'm Jasmine Navarro, certified wellbeing expert, working with educational institutions and companies, helping them support their family wellbeing challenges. And as you know, every week I interview different experts who make a difference. And today I'm super excited to be interviewing Madhumita. Hi, Madhumita. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for inviting me to this podcast of yours, LinkedIn Live, and for pronouncing the name. The name is a bit difficult, so
Madhumita.
you can call me Madhu. It's a short form of my name.
Oh, thank you so much. And can you tell us about yourself and what you do?
Yes, thank you. Of course. I have been a teacher for a very long time, but during COVID, I got interested I did coaching, purpose coaching, and then I moved on to neuroscience, and how understanding of the brain helps teachers in the classroom, how they will make better parenting. So my idea to do neuroscience was basically to do with education sector, but later on when I became more interested, when I did my certification, that became everything I look into nowadays is through the lens of neuroscience. So yes,
Oh,
so that is
very
why I'm
interesting.
here today.
Thank you so much, Madhumita. That is so interesting. And I'm super excited to be talking to you today. So, you chose this title, Understanding Your Teen's Brain. Can you tell us what this means and why you chose it for today?
Of course. So let me start with sharing a story with you. My son is now 24, but when he was about 17 or 18, and we were about to go to a big family function where there'll be a lot more senior people and everybody. We were celebrating 50th anniversary of my in-laws, and my son turned up in blonde hair color. Okay. I'm talking about inner city in India, in Kolkata, which is a very traditional bound city. Anyway, we are talking about people who have come here to celebrate 50th anniversary. And here my son comes at completely blonde. And all of us are looking not at him, at me. Like,
Oh,
what kind
really?
of, yeah, they would think, what kind of parent allows a child to go blonde like this and come? Then I asked him, couldn't you choose any other occasion to do this? He said, no, I wanted to share. This is me. He was following some footballer. So he said,
Wow.
so I still remember the kind of, I won't say it's an embarrassment, but it was a lot of questioning about, did I do something wrong that he turned up like this? But then I know now better. So I wanted to start with this, that
That's amazing.
there are a lot of incidents which will come during the journey of the teens. Like, what are the words which commonly will come when we talk about parenting a teen years? What are the words which commonly people will, what are the words come to your mind instantly when we talk about teens?
Well, for me, I'd probably answer differently because I know what people say when I ask them those questions. When I say I'm working with teenagers, they say, "Oh no, that's so difficult. Why are you doing that?" But I don't think those things because I'm the same as you. Like I love connecting with teenagers, but I know exactly what you mean. Like other people, they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's such hard work. They don't do what you say." All of these things, yeah.
Absolutely. Like, the words I get very often is they're crazy, they're confusing,
Yeah.
frustrating, they're going out of control. The most of the word I hear is they're going out of control. So, wherever we are, whichever part of the world we are, parents of teens are experiencing the same emotions. They are either exhausted or perplexed. So we don't know what is
Yeah.
happening. So
Good point.
I wanted to today talk about a little bit about what is happening inside the brain to make the journey a little more graceful for the parents and to little more understanding. Of course, it cannot be easy at all, but yes, with this a little bit of understanding, we look at it differently. So, like when one day they would be like very profound and they will give us some reflections on life and relationships, the other day the very same teens will do something impulsive and risky in their behavior. So the parents are wondering what happened to the child who was always smiling, who used to come and sit with us. Why is he so angry? Who is this alien in the body of the child? And yeah,
Yeah.
so the one explanation where people talk about is teenagers are this ball of hormones, raging hormones, and we can't do anything. We just have to hang on to our dear life. We first of all, we fear that okay, teens are coming, teens, and we psych ourselves so much, and we say we can buckle up as if it's a roller coaster ride, and we hope that the train doesn't jump off the rail. We keep
Yeah.
saying, yeah,
True.
so most of the parents are saying, "Oh my God, I wish this year will get over," and they grow up. So, and most of the time we are talking about they being immature, they are irresponsible. Don't you think so?
Oh, 100%. Exactly. Like when I talk to, yeah, different people about what I do, they say all of these things. How can you work with
Yeah,
teenagers? No thanks, no way, and all of this. So,
yeah.
yeah,
So, according to new neurobiological research with fMRI, etc., now we
yeah.
know that hormones are only a part of the giant puzzle.
Oh,
But
really?
yes, the good news is that the understanding of the psychological fact is far more important to predict the behavior rather than just depending on the hormone concept.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so um,
What else
yes,
is there? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'll take you through that. But just to give an analogy of what the teen brain is going through, just imagine that your bathroom has some leakage and your contractor comes and tells you that the bathroom has to be dug up completely, and because there's a leakage you have to redo everything, you have to demolish everything and
Renovation.
reconstruct the bathroom, right? So it happened to us very recently. There was a water leakage from top and we had to redo everything. And that's when I thought that, yeah, what is going to happen? The water is shut down and we had to endure discomfort. And anybody will know that when something new remodeling is happening, uh, it's time consuming,
Yes,
it will cost, you are making mistakes, you are frustrated, even your family relationships are strained, isn't it? So
definitely. Definitely.
when I was thinking, the word remodeling is something which we have to focus on when we are talking about teen brains. It's just like when our bathrooms are under construction, it's messy. But once it is done, anything under construction is messy. But once it's done, we see a beautiful new space. For that, the nothing appears magically, right? We have to endure this process. So to appear
Yeah.
a good human being will appear at the end of the teens if we handle the teens year properly.
Very interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess having that awareness, knowing that your teenager is going through a whole remodeling, renovation, like their brain is going through a
Yes,
whole modeling process. Yeah.
absolutely right. So for the scientists,
Well, yeah,
it is
boys and girls. Boys and girls, it's the same.
yes,
Because
yes,
I know our brains are
absolutely.
so different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll come to that. Yeah. So when we come to know that remodeling is happening, we are more compassionate. We want to know that, yes,
Yes.
this is something temporary, it is going to change for better. So scientists believe that the human brains develop from birth to age of 6. So 90% of the brain's structural development, the size, develops till the age of 6. But the adolescence years are very important for the internal development of the brains. So, if I talk about neurology now, right now, the child's brain is like a flourishing tree. So, lots of branches will come out. When I'm saying branches, millions of brain cells will develop during the childhood and they will mature during the adolescence. So, when we say that children acquire knowledge very fast, this is why. Because millions of new brain cells develop and they are like sponges. They absorb
Yeah.
everything, whatever they see. But as they are approaching from childhood to puberty, this neuron's explosive growth slows down. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So the 11 years for girls and 12 and a half years at 12 to 12 and a half years, the brain shifts from that growth phase to the new phase, which is the pruning phase. So two important things happens in the brain. One is called pruning and one is called myelination.
Okay.
So yeah, let me just a little bit elaborate on this for those who
Yes.
are listening. What does pruning means? So pruning isn't radically happening; it will happen slowly. These are the speed of the neurons, that is the cognitive processes, the improve the speed of understanding, learning, all happens during this phase. So as a parent, how are we wondering, like, okay, yeah, brains changing, teens brains are changing, what is it to do with us? So I will just give an example that the most important, the first part of the brain which changes is the cerebellum, which is at the back of the brain.
Okay.
So, cerebellum, among other things, also directs balance and coordination in our body.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you ever wondered why a middle schooler is so awkward walking? When we tell them, our children, walk properly, why are you slouching? I see most of the mothers talking to their children, stand properly, walk properly, don't slouch, don't, why are you walk confidently? So, have you heard like this?
I have heard it before, yeah, but I never realized it was something to do with part of their brain.
Exactly. Yeah, me neither. But I know for now better when people say that, oh, they're slouching, they can't stand properly. I would immediately tell them that this is not them. They're not doing it purposely because it's a part of their brain where the neurons are getting pruned from the cerebellum. So, knowing that the teen's brain is under construction all the time makes the difference of asking questions. Why are you talking? So, I have
Okay, good. Yeah.
called Your Teen is Not Crazy by Dr. Jeremy Clark and Jerusha Clark, which I want to quote here. Two things they say is during the teen years, the choice matters and connection matters. So, yeah, what does this choice matters means? Like in neurons, in the neuroscience terms, we say use it or lose it. I want to underline this line, use it or lose it. That means that the neural pathways of the teens are becoming stronger. So
Okay.
those pathways which are not used, just like the roads which are not used, sometimes the weeds will grow into it and they will become obsolete. So these are like the new highways are made. The new strong, fantastic roads, super fast highways are made in the brain in the adolescent years. But some of the pathways which are not used will get obsolete. So if the teen is doing music or sports or academics, these are the connections which will get hardwired. Then this hardwire is known as myelination. That means they are becoming stronger, like their coating is becoming stronger, and that becomes that will become a lifelong connection which is hardwired. So if a child is lying on the couch and playing video games most of the times, those are the cells uh, that are going to survive and getting myelinated. So it's very
Mhm.
important
Okay.
to choose the right thing or guiding the teens during this. The choice matters because if you
But how
don't
do we
know,
guide them? How, like, if parents are watching, like, how do they guide them? Like, what would you
yeah.
suggest?
Uh, See, also the another thing is neurons that wire together fire together. Like
Yes, yes.
as you must have heard it very
Yeah,
many
yeah,
times
yeah.
talk about this. So teens, as I said again, the teen's brain is like a super fast highway. It's getting remodeled, it is changing. So we
Yes.
have to give them more ideas of doing better things, but don't force it upon them. It is
Okay.
incredibly important what your adolescent chooses to do during their uh, teen years, which will
Mhm.
dramatically change their personality. how they
Wow.
what they become
That's
later.
very interesting. And I think, again, it comes back to what you said at the beginning: show compassion, be compassionate
Mm,
with them. Because
yeah,
if their brain is going through this huge renovation process, um, remodeling process, let's just say hi to Alex. Hi, Alex. How are you doing? Alex is asking, how does medication impact them during the maturing or growing phase? And he's wondering if new brain cells are affected or thwarted by certain prescriptions like Zoloft. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, correct. I am. I won't be in a position to. I'm not a doctor to know
Okay.
about medication, so I will not
Yes.
take this question at this point. I
Yes.
can only
Yes. Sorry,
talk about,
Alex.
yeah, the psychology behind it.
Yes.
So yeah,
It's a good
um,
question, though. If anybody
good
does know
good
the
question.
answer, please
Actually,
feel free to write in the comments.
yeah,
Yeah.
people should ask this to the doctors. Like, I know my child's brain is under construction. What will the effect of medicine be on this? They should directly ask this question and not accept anything what the doctor is saying. There have been cases where there are a lot of misdiagnosis. I
Yes.
know a case when where the doctors have been giving medicines to one of the teens whom I know for a very long period of
Yeah.
time, thinking that it's something else, disguising as something else, but it
Yeah.
turned out to be totally different, and his whole
Exactly.
personality.
And I just want to say about the medication route. I think in terms of the brain, like there's not that much. I mean, we still don't know hardly anything, do we,
Yeah.
when it comes to the brain, really? So I think, of course, you have to do your research, and I don't think there's just a one answer for everybody, is there? Like our brains and bodies are so different, aren't they? I think it is about trying things. Some things might work for somebody else, they might not work. I think it's trial and error and research, research, research. But we're
Mm,
so different. That's what you know.
mm.
But thanks, Alex. But yeah, sorry, ma'am, Humita, carry on.
Yeah.
So 11 years old for girls, 12 and a half for boys. Our brain starts going through a remodeling process, and
Uh,
at this time,
you know,
we
another thing which I want to share with you, why it reminds me when I'm always talking about teens, is the examples which I myself went through. I wish I knew better. My son would not wear shoes in school. He would just go and he will take out his shoes, and whole day he will move around in the school without shoes. So most of the time when we ask something, so they will, teens must have noticed, they ask you, but why? But why is a very important question for them. But why can't I? So they would
yeah,
always ask, why can't I do this? So
it's good to be curious.
yet good to be curious, but now I know that when your childhood, your brain is only thinking about what is right in front of you. Facts interest children more than ideas, but when the child grows into adolescence, that abstract reasoning power increases.
Oh
And for,
wow,
yeah, so it's essential that parents recognize and respect that abstract thinking. We can't say just because I'm saying do it. They will question and they will come up with questions like, but why? But why should I
yeah,
do it? So
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah, the brain is going through the changes. So we
But
have to,
I have to ask, going back to your son, who went to the party and dyed his hair blonde, what do you think about that now? Because I think that's so inspirational that
yeah,
he is unique. He was being himself. He was being an individual. He didn't follow anybody. Like, what do you think about that now? Because I think it's
that's
important
an
to promote
amazing
your own
question.
sexuality. Yeah.
Yeah, it made me always think that I actually handled it quite well. I did not shout at him, got angry at him. I just thought that I did handle it well by saying that, yes, I'm going to observe him. Like, what is it that is thinking? Is he going to do it continuously, or this is a one-off time? Like, sometimes they want to experiment. We let it be. So I was being a very observant parent rather than a judgmental parent. I think that helped me during that process.
Right, yeah. I think
Though,
that's a good point. Non-judgment is very
yes,
important, isn't it?
of course.
With everybody, not just with teens, but with everybody.
I don't know how much time we have, but I would love
Well,
to.
yes. Tell me.
There are certain points, like I would make 5 points if it's very important
Yes.
for the teens, for the parents of the teens. One thing is be on site. When I say on site, I'm talking again about the construction zone. You be on site all the time. You feel, sometimes we feel, okay, it's too much to handle, so I will just step back and let them do
Oh,
whatever they want. And then
yes.
suddenly we feel that, oh, now is the time to jump in and give them some lecture. So you can't do that. You have to be continuously, courageously, consistently be present.
Oh, I
That's
love that.
the
Brilliant. Yeah.
yeah. The second one is, as I said, I did this. Be very observant. Pay attention to your teen's words. Notice what makes them angry or makes them cry, and like just be an observer. Uh,
Okay.
the third point I would make is very important, is in that order: ask, listen, respect.
Love
All
it.
all in the context of brain remodeling. Keep that in your mind, that everything is happening because there's a change. So if we refrain from inserting ideas whenever we ask something, just actually listen and not give your ideas. Show respect by reiterating what they are going through, and keep the conversation short and to the point. I think you will also agree, right? We are always in the lecture mode.
Oh, exactly. But I love what you said about well, observing. I think that's brilliant, and listening. I think listening is just such an important skill that very rarely people are good at. You know, we think we're good at listening, but we're not really. And I think when you do listen to your teenager, it does show it automatically shows respect, doesn't it?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
actually it helps them, it shows them to listen to you as well. When you listen to them, they listen to you. When you respect them, they respect you. And
Mm.
it's a two-way, you're modeling the behavior that you want to see in your team.
Yeah, absolutely right, Jasmine. One more thing I will add here is, remember what your teen tells you. No,
Oh,
just
that's
ask
good.
them. Like, remember what they said, and just ask them after a few days what they had meant that particular day. Sometimes they make a statement, so we must always keep in mind to ask them what did they mean that day. So everything they say has some meaning. We are not going to brush them under the carpet, like supposing even they have a small pimple, get over it, don't make a big noise out of it, we all had it. I think it's very important to remember
Yeah.
and empathize.
I love
Yeah,
that because what's important for them at that time is a big thing, isn't it? It might not seem a big thing to us, but in their world, it's a big thing.
yeah.
Um, so yeah,
So it always happens when the child comes from school, they want to say something, they make a statement, and we just say, oh, this happened, come on, sit and let me talk to you. Yeah, why did this teacher do this, and what was your reaction? You just observe, because sometimes they are just venting out. You don't have
yes,
to give them solutions immediately, just take it. And so I remember, boys, when they are at that age, their heights don't go like, the girls go faster than the boys. And then I remember all of them suddenly towards the end of the teen years shoot in height, and I would be very like, why am I not growing, and why the boys are growing? When they were few years back, they were shorter in height than me, and my height is not growing. And I would always compare. I would look at boys of my class and said, they are growing, I'm not growing so tall. It was such a big thing for me. So it happens. We have to listen, and don't tell them all the time, like, okay, as I said, that it's very important that to be there by saying that I can understand what you're going through, and just by saying that word,
I
hmm,
love it. I love it.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes you don't need to offer a solution, do you? Sometimes just stepping back,
Only
listening,
that
they'll
to
figure it
come.
out. They'll figure it out themselves. And I like what you said about asking questions as well.
Yeah. All right. And also this is the uh, they know this is the age when they need room for themselves. This is the age when neuroplasticity happens. That is, this is the most malleable age for the brains to change and reshape themselves.
Okay.
Neuroplasticity, we all know about this. This is that teens will make a lot of new. They will come out with judgment. They will come out with make new plans. They will exercise whatever is going to come in their life. They are going to practice it now. So if we don't give them that platform and understand that the brain's neuroplasticity is at its peak during time, we are we are stagnating their growth right there. So the
Wow.
personality which they carry when they grow up will depend upon how well we control, we how well we behave. Sorry, the word
Okay.
cross. How well we behave
Amazing.
as parents during this time. And also, I just wanted to add one more thing,
Yes,
like
please do.
the prefrontal cortex, the brain's front part, which we call as the CEO of the brain, is not fully matured during this time. So it is still in the training process. It's not matured. So we are not going to jump and fix things for them. Let the CEO fix things for themselves. Give them time,
What?
nurture them,
Yeah.
and let them
Sorry.
grow.
What part is the CEO of the brain? Which part is that? The frontal.
It's called as prefrontal cortex, which is the
Ah, okay.
this
Right at the
part.
front. Okay.
This is
Is
the
that?
executive part of the brain where the decision making happens. All the
Ah,
decision making power comes from the prefrontal cortex. The teen's brain is controlled mainly by the limbic system, like more emotional,
yeah, the
crying,
emotional. Okay.
because their CEO is not yet mature. When the CEO matures, it will take over themselves to become a good, mature human being with
When,
good values.
when does it mature? How old, roughly?
So 24, 24,
Oh, yeah,
25.
24. Okay, okay.
Yes,
Wow.
till the
That's a,
time it's not over. And as the age, like when we say 19, oh, my
no,
teen years are over, we are free
yeah,
now. No, it still goes on, and some people do mature. I'm my son till 21, 22, almost 23 years. He had all the symptoms of a teens, which the behavior pattern, talks, and the way he would emotional outburst all went on till late. So it is not that
yeah.
number, it is the way you see them, and after post
Sure.
that they mature into such
No,
human
brilliant.
beings which you're proud of. So
Thank you, Mammoth.
same thing, Jasmine, you will know very well that it's now move away from micromanagement and move to mentoring. So that's how
Oh,
we
I love
can.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. That's a brilliant way to. We've nearly finished, but that's a brilliant move from micromanaging to mentoring. I think you've said it right there. Everything that you've been saying, that is such a nice conclusion
Yes.
to what you're saying. I love that. I love that.
Absolutely.
So you had the 5 tips. Can you just quickly tell us the points again? Just really the titles of the points. So you've got number one, which is
Yes, absolutely. First one, be on site.
be on site. Yes. So be
Second,
present. Yeah.
yes, be
Yep.
observant.
Yes. Oh, that's
Ask, yes, ask, listen, respect, in that
awesome.
order.
Okay.
Fourth one is remember. Remember also means that remember what your teens tell you and
Yeah.
keep asking them. Also remember your own teenage years, how you
Amazing.
were. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And and the last one is don't minimize, empathize.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Mad Humanita. Oh, I've been so trying to.
I know, I told you. Yeah. A mouthful.
No, thank you so much, Madhumita. What you've said today is very enlightening, very useful, and I think it's brilliant. And I really, really appreciate you coming on today. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go? And how can people find you?
Yeah, I hope people who are listening got this. I cannot but reiterate the fact that once you know that they are under construction, be more empathetic, just be there, hang on there, give your best, be non-judgmental, and you will see that all the problems, there will be problems, it cannot vanish overnight. So
Yes.
they will be there. And yes, as you are asking me where I'm available, I am also a neuroscience coach and the teen coach. I have my own YouTube channel. I'm a podcast
Oh
host.
yes,
I talk.
you too.
Yes, I talk
Amazing.
to.
Yes.
Yes, I talk. I spoke to about 100 teens. I interview them from the age
Amazing.
group of 14 to 24. The idea is to know them better, what goes on in their mind. The more you
Yes,
talk, the more you know one on one. So,
exactly.
yes, I'm there on
Effectively.
LinkedIn, and my channel is called Say Something with Mads. My name is Madhumita. So it's called Say Something with Mads. So, yes, you can
I
find me
love
on
it.
LinkedIn. And please, if you have any queries regarding your handling your teens or more,
Yes.
why your teen has that pattern, you want to break certain patterns of your teen's behavior, please connect.
Thank you so much, Madhumita. And please, can you put all of the links to your YouTube channel, your website, everything on the post so people can just click on and have a look?
Where do
On
I
the
have?
LinkedIn post. You can't post it on the LinkedIn post. It won't let you post it.
Oh, pardon, I didn't get you, Jasmine. What
On the
should I
LinkedIn
put in the
post. On the LinkedIn post, on the actual
chat? Okay.
post. You
Yes,
can't
yes.
post it, it doesn't let you. And Alex says, no worries. I'm just curious about how the chemicals affect growth, if at all. It's very interesting, Alex. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Ellen.
Hopefully, anybody else can answer Alex. That would be amazing. If anybody else has any questions about managing your team, supporting your team, please contact Madhumita or myself, or leave a comment or question on the LinkedIn post, and we will get back to you. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Madhumita.
and bye-bye. Thank you
I'll
so
see
much,
everybody.
Jasmine.
Thank you, and I'll see everybody next week.
Bye-bye.